Gorgeous day here in Healdsburg featuring Davis family wine with an amazing tasting experience. An economics major getting into the wine industry.
Good point.
Normally one would question whether or not the major was well learned.
Right. If I'd have paid attention, exactly. I might have taken a different route.
So how did you decide to go ahead and pursue this?
Well, all the way through college, I thought I wanted to be a stockbroker is what I wanted to do. It wasn't money that I wanted to talk about all day, every day.
You started working at a French restaurant at age 19.
I did get to really see food and wine from the inside out from people who grew up that way and with it an everyday part of their life. So after finishing college and I worked as a stockbroker, it became apparent to me, first off, I didn't want to talk about money all day, every day. But secondly, the best relationships I had were around food and wine and travel, because around these Frenchmen for 4 years through college, I was fascinated with visiting France and some of these smaller wineries that we carried at the restaurant. Every one of the families, coincidentally, that I started with, all were farming organically. They felt that the soil was the first living thing in the process.
Well, I think that's kind of a neat thing with regards to what you do. And you've been doing it long before dynamic, organic, sustainable was a movement. It was just the way to do it.
I was so fortunate to because our vineyards are healthier because of it as well. And we used to keep it a secret, because otherwise if you talked organics first, you were in the health food stores only on the bottom shelf, and everyone thought, they didn't have the best reputation. So we kept it our secret, and we just approached the soil as the first living thing, and then we, take the vine from there, and we make the wine in the vineyard.
So then today you have these exceptional wines from vineyard sources that you sourced and purchased and planted, most of them. So walk us through your vision for the Pinot Noir that you want to make stylistically, and what you are trying to achieve from a vineyard representation, and what you want the consumer to really feel in the glass.
Russian River Pinot Noir 25 years ago was a lot different than it is now. And Warren Dutton and Joseph Swan and William Sellium and a few of these small producers had gone far western Sonoma County to these areas thought not to be warm enough to get things ripe. But I'd worked in Burgundy by that time, and that's where the real passion for Pinot Noir started. And I felt as though that was something that could eventually compete globally. So I chose our site back in '95 because of its exposure, east-facing hillside, good morning sun, no harsh afternoon sun. Directly east of where the Russian River goes into the Pacific. So as the warm air rises through the day, it creates this vacuum and pulls in that fog and the cool air. So at 5 o'clock every day, the temperature you feel that breeze, and it drops 20 degrees.
What is total case production across all of them?
We're at about 5,000 cases.
Okay.
I don't think with the climate the way it is, there's a normal year anymore, but if there was,
Give
it
or
would
take.
be about 5,000 cases for us. And that's 200 barrels. And that's the amount that, my oldest son Cole's our day-to-day cellar master and assistant winemaker. His 7th harvest was 2013 this past year. And between, we feel like between the two of us, we can know every one of those 200 barrels.
Well, and I think it's interesting too, because people can throw family after the name of the winery all they want, but it really is a family here. I mean, you have both your sons working at the winery,
that's better than a paycheck any day.
I was just going to say that has to be extremely rewarding and gratifying.
And by their choice.
We're appreciative of the opportunity, and what you're doing is obviously working, because the points, or the wine scores incredibly well for people that pay attention to points, but it stands on its own.
Thanks.
So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic time with Guy today in Healdsburg. An amazing experience, exceptional wines. Do yourself a favor, and they have bocce. Come out and try the wine. Stop by Davis Family Vineyards. Thanks for all your support.